Good morning, or whatever. I don't know when you'll watch this. I'm gonna vlog a little bit today. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna try it. So I just hit my bong, going to give Blaze a nice little walk, come in, clean up a little bit, and do some other shit, and see how it goes. Something else that I do want to do, while I'm trying to advocate for the things that I advocate for, is also show like cannabis. Like, I feel like a lot of people think that like people who smoke weed are just like, hey man, like, like the typical stoner type stigma, right? And I want to show, like, I'm not now, can I smoke to where I get silly? Yeah, I can. I can smoke enough to get to that point, of course. But for the most part, I take like a hit off of my bong, right? And that one hit is enough. Like, that was just, instead of drinking coffee, that's what I just did. I just hit my bong. Now I'm gonna go walk my dog for like a mile and a half, and I don't know. I don't know really what the point was. Well, I do know what the point is. The point is that I do want to kind of start showing more about cannabis, and cannabis is how I even first started talking on the internet, was me talking about using cannabis and recovery. And even though I still said a lot of stigmatizing things back then because I hadn't fully deprogrammed, I want to kind of get back to my roots a little bit with the cannabis stuff and do cannabis things. So yeah. Well, no vlog today because it's now 7:24 at night, and today just didn't go as planned, but I did get some cleaning done. Still have a lot more cleaning left to do. I still have so much shit to do for the website because there's so much shit coming up that I want my website to be up and running, because next weekend I'm tabling at like a recovery car show, and then in September starts my monthly overdose prevention training geared toward the hospitality industry. So I really need to like get my website up and running just to have like the resources and like the signups for the overdose prevention stuff. And I really need to get my shit in gear, and I am going to I will do that. Just today wasn't the day. But I hope you guys have a happy and healthy and safe weekend, and I am finally going to get my ass in the shower at 7:30 at night. I just figured I'd video reply. So I never meant to insult you. Like, when I was in the rooms, I called myself a big book thumper. Like, my friends, like my home groups, we were loud and proud about it. People would say we were brainwashed. We're like, yeah, our brains needed washing. Like, we were very much like any insult about being anything like that, like we wore it like a badge of honor. So I forget that sometimes some people are offended by that, so I do apologize sincerely. The only point that I was really trying to make is that a lot of what you were saying, like this, talking about rock bottom, the gift of desperation and how it's a progressive disease, like a lot of what you were saying comes from, the world of 12 step. Even if it was not a direct quote from the big book, it's still from the 12 step world. We still hear it in the rooms, right? Now, you absolutely have every right to work any recovery that you want. However, we have had a lot of, science and data and, evidence and a whole bunch of information that's come out since that program started. So a lot of the thinking is a little outdated. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest, right? Like, while you have every right to believe what you want, why the reason you're having a hard time understanding some of these things that people are doing and how they're, responding to people that appear to be using drugs doesn't seem to be how you would respond to it. And it does seem, if I was still in the program, I would be saying the same exact things as you. Absolutely. And like, this is where it gets so hard, because a lot of 12-step beliefs clash with evidence-based practices like harm reduction, right? So it's difficult, but I know it's possible because I've met a lot of great 12-steppers on this app who do fully support evidence-based practices and still work their 12-step program. So I know there is a place of meeting each other, in the middle. But the only thing I was trying to say is just that there's other information out there, and I invite you, if you're interested, to take a look at it.